How to manage your money like the rich intro. The psychology of money that most people never learn. There is a truth about money that almost no one is taught growing up, and yet it controls the financial destinies of every person on the planet. You do not create wealth with money. You create wealth with behavior. You create wealth with discipline. You create wealth with mindset. You create wealth with decisions repeated over time. Money is not math. Money is psychology. Money is identity. Money is a mirror. Money amplifies who you already are. Rich people are not rich because of the amount of money they started with. Rich people are rich because of how they think, how they behave, and what they consistently do with money, even when they have very little. In this audiobook, you're going to experience a complete shift in how you view money, manage money, and grow money. Not from theories, not from complicated formulas, but from the simple, powerful daily behaviors that wealthy people live by. Behaviors you were never taught. Behaviors the school system ignores. Behaviors that separate those who struggle financially from those who build abundant, stable, long-term wealth. This is not an audiobook about quick wins. It's an audiobook about winning forever. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Wealth begins with identity, not income. Most people think wealth begins when income increases. Rich people know wealth begins long before money ever arrives. It begins with identity. Who you believe you are shapes what you do with money. If you believe you're bad with money, your behavior will reflect that belief. If you believe you're destined to struggle, your mind will sabotage opportunities. If you believe money is stressful, evil, or complicated, you'll unconsciously push it away. The rich choose a different belief. I am a person who handles money with clarity, intelligence, and discipline. This identity becomes their compass. Their behavior follows. Their outcomes multiply. Write this into your mind. You cannot outperform your financial identity. You cannot elevate your wealth without elevating the person who manages it. This is why the wealthy invest more time building themselves than they spend reacting to circumstances. Wealth is not a number. Wealth is a mindset. Wealth is emotional control. Wealth is clarity. Wealth is responsibility. Wealth is self-respect. Once you shift your identity, everything else becomes possible. Chapter 2. Money must have a job before it arrives. One of the greatest financial differences between the rich and everyone else is extremely simple. Most people get money and then decide what to do with it. The rich decide what to do with money before it arrives. This is not budgeting. This is leadership. Money without direction follows emotion. Money with direction follows vision. Every dollar needs a purpose, a destination, a timeline, a return, a role. Rich people treat money like a workforce. Average people treat money like entertainment. When money has no assignment, it gets lost. It drifts. It disappears. It gets spent on convenience, cravings, or coping mechanisms. When money has a specific assignment, it multiplies. Your job is not to react to money. Your job is to lead it. This is one of the most important mindset changes in this entire audiobook. Because when you start assigning money a purpose, you begin behaving like a person who deserves more of it. Chapter 3. The rich buy time, not things. Let's expose a painful truth. Most people spend money to feel good temporarily. Rich people spend money to create freedom permanently. The rich understand something most people never consider. Your time is more valuable than your money. But your money can buy back your time. That is the highest purpose of wealth. The average person wastes time to save money. The rich spend money to save time. The average person invests in possessions that depreciate. The rich invest in systems, tools, skills, and assets that compound. The average person buys distractions. The rich buy leverage. Once you understand that time is the true currency of life, everything changes. Your decisions change, your priorities change, your standards change. The purpose of money is not comfort, The purpose of money is control. Control of your days, control of your schedule, control of your emotional state, control of your direction in life. Possessions fade. Freedom compounds. You become wealthy when your money begins to work harder than you do. Chapter 4. Emotional control. The hidden skill of the wealthy nothing destroys financial progress faster than emotional reactions. Fear, guilt, shame, avoidance, impulse, envy, denial. These emotions sabotage more wealth than taxes, debt, or downturns. Consider how most people behave. They avoid looking at their finances because it makes them uncomfortable. They overspend to feel better. They use shopping to escape stress. They make decisions when emotional instead of strategic. They panic in downturns. They chase hype. They fear boring investments. They envy people who appear successful and overspend trying to match them. Rich people treat money like a business, not a therapy session. They know their numbers. They face reality. They separate their emotions from their decisions. They choose logic over fear. They choose clarity over avoidance. They choose resilience over panic. The wealthy understand something essential. Your emotional stability determines your financial stability. If your emotions control you, your money will control you. If you control your emotions, you will control your money. This is why emotional mastery is one of the rarest and most valuable financial skills in the world. Chapter 5. Thinking in terms of value, not price. The average person sees everything as a cost. The wealthy see everything as an investment. When average people think about money, they think, how much does this cost me? When wealthy people think about money, they think, what value does this create? What does this produce long term? How does this improve my life, skills, opportunities, or freedom? This is why rich people are willing to spend money on books, courses, mentors, tools, systems, time-saving services, skill acquisition, income-producing assets. It's not because they love spending money. It's because they understand leverage. They understand ROI. They understand that $100 invested in knowledge can return $100,000 in opportunity. They understand that one new skill can change the direction of their entire financial destiny. They understand that one insight, one connection, one perspective shift can lead to exponential growth. The average person looks at the price tag. The wealthy look at the payoff. This shift in thinking is one of the greatest financial breakthroughs you will ever experience. Chapter 6. Future-based decision-making. The rich think long-term. Most people think about money in terms of the next paycheck. Rich people think in terms of the next decade. This single distinction changes everything. When you think short-term, you cannot resist impulses. You cannot appreciate compounding. You cannot recognize opportunity. You cannot stay calm when the world panics. You cannot build long-term wealth. When you think long-term, you suddenly see why saving matters, why investing early matters, why self-education matters, why emotional control matters, why skill development matters, why patience matters, why consistency matters. Wealth is a long-term game. Poverty is a short-term mindset. Rich people plant seeds. Poor people chase shade. Rich people build foundations. Poor people chase feelings. Rich people invest in the version of themselves they want to become. Poor people invest in the version of themselves they want to escape. Your financial transformation begins when you shift from reaction to vision. Chapter 7. The Power of Compounding. Compounding is one of the most misunderstood forces on earth, not just in money, but in habits, skills, and decisions. Compounding turns small actions into gigantic results when given enough time. The rich rely on compounding. The poor ignore it. The middle class misunderstand it. Compounding is the reason. $1 a day becomes wealth. 1% daily improvement becomes mastery. One investment becomes a portfolio. One decision becomes a habit. The greatest secret of compounding is this: it rewards consistency, not intensity. You do not need massive breakthroughs. You need daily action, daily clarity, daily discipline, daily choice. Small steps repeated over years create results people call luck. Your financial future is not determined by one big moment. It is determined by thousands of small ones. Chapter 8. Multiple income streams. The engine of freedom. Relying on one income stream is the most dangerous financial position you can be in. The average person has one, their job. The rich treat income streams like layers of protection. Active income, side income, skill-based income, investment income, real estate income, business income, digital income, automated income, residual income. Not all are huge, not all begin immediately, but each one reduces risk, increases freedom, and expands opportunity. Wealth is not created by a single river. Wealth is created by many streams flowing into one place. Your goal is not to create 10 incomes tomorrow. Your goal is to begin creating your second one today, possibly your third next year, your fourth after that. Small at first, then larger, then automated, then scalable. Multiple income streams create financial stability. They create psychological relief. They create options the average person will never have access to. Chapter 9. The rich invest in themselves before they invest anywhere else. There is a reason wealthy people spend heavily on self-development, coaching, conferences, books, training, and mentorship. They understand that the most valuable asset in their life is not their business, not their investments, not their properties, not their portfolio. Their mind is the greatest asset they own, because your mind determines your income. Your mind determines your opportunities. Your mind determines your discipline. Your mind determines your behavior. Your mind determines your ceiling. If you want a bigger life, you need a bigger mind. If you want more wealth, you need more skill. If you want more opportunity, you need more clarity. If you want more freedom, you need more strategy. Wealth flows to those who develop themselves. Poverty remains with those who avoid growth. You are your greatest investment. Chapter 10. Respecting money. The attitude of the wealthy rich people respect money far more than people realize. They are not careless. They are not wasteful. They are not impulsive. They respect money because they understand what it can create. Money builds freedom. Money builds security. Money builds opportunity. Money builds legacy. Money builds impact. People who lack money often resent it, fear it, but you cannot attract what you resent. You cannot grow what you avoid. You cannot prosper from what you fear. Money responds to responsibility. Money flows to clarity. Money increases with discipline. Respect your money, and it will respect you. Chapter 11. Tracking money, the habit that separates the rich from everyone else. The wealthy know exactly what is happening with their finances at all times. Most people avoid looking because they don't want to face the truth. They don't want to feel uncomfortable. They don't want accountability. But the rich understand you cannot improve what you do not measure. Tracking your money creates clarity, control, confidence, awareness, direction. Tracking eliminates denial. Tracking eliminates emotional spending. Tracking eliminates confusion. Tracking eliminates fear. Wealth begins the moment you stop guessing and start knowing. Chapter 12. Removing ego from money. Ego keeps people broke. It convinces them to buy things they cannot afford. It convinces them to pretend to be wealthier than they are. It convinces them to ignore problems. It convinces them they already know enough. It convinces them to avoid learning. It convinces them to reject small beginnings. The wealthy do not let ego dictate their finances. They stay students. They stay curious. They stay humble. They stay open to learning. They stay focused on results, not appearances. Wealth requires humility. Poverty requires pride. Let that sink in. Chapter 13. Getting out of your own way. Most people are not defeated by circumstances. Most people are defeated by hesitation. By procrastination, by fear of failure, by fear of criticism, by fear of responsibility, by fear of losing, by fear of change, by fear of discomfort. Your financial life will transform the moment you stop letting fear make decisions for you. Rich people act despite fear. Poor people wait for fear to disappear, but fear never disappears. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move anyway. Progress creates confidence. Confidence creates more progress. This cycle becomes unstoppable. Get out of your own way. Your future self is waiting. Chapter 14. The Final Shift. Think like the rich, and you will become rich. Wealth is built on simple fundamentals repeated consistently. Assign your money a purpose. Buy back your time. Control your emotions. Think in long-term value. Respect your money. Track your money. Invest in yourself. Build multiple income streams. Take responsibility. Take action. Stay consistent. Think decades, not days. There is no magic formula. There is no secret shortcut. There is no overnight miracle. But there is a transformation that happens inside you when you adopt the identity, habits, and mindset of wealthy individuals. When you think like the rich, behave like the rich, and make decisions like the rich, you eventually become rich, not by luck, not by chance, but by alignment. Your financial breakthrough begins now. You now possess the mindset framework that wealthy people use to build their lives. Your job now is simple. Act on it. Live it. Apply it. Become it. Wealth is not outside you. Wealth is built from within.